Hello, I'm going to talk again about Chapter 6 from the Edexcel Core 1 syllabus, sequences, particularly arithmetic sequences. Just want to cover some of these key concepts that you have to understand. These are linear sequences. So linear, if you remember at GCSE, meant something where it kept going up by the same amount each time, which is what this second bullet point is saying. And the thing that it goes up or down by each time is referred to as the common difference. Okay, we've got some algebraic options for describing them. So first of all, we've got this one with the nth term. Okay, so this, just to make sure you're familiar with this, un is nth term, and we've got these items here. We've got a, n, and d, and it's really important that you know what they are. Okay, here's a breakdown of that required information. So a, remember there, that was the first term. D is the common difference, so that's what it goes up by each time. And n is the position of the term that you're interested in. So what I'm saying is if you want the third number in the sequence, then n is 3. If you want the 12th number in the sequence, then n is 12. Okay, so using this particular form, this algebraic option using the nth term, then I get this as my sequence. Remember we said that the first term was called a, so there it is there, and then the next one we're going to add d, and then another d, and then another d, and so on until we get to this nth term, so the last one, when n is n obviously, then we have this expression again. Right, but this is what's new, I suppose, compared to GCSE, is you also have another option for these sort of things, and it's called a recurrence relationship. And we can describe these arithmetic sequences, which are sequences which go up by the same amount each time, using recurrence relationships. Now, I've made another video clip about these, so if you're not sure about them, please feel free to look that one up. All this is saying is, if you know one term, you add this distant difference onto it to get the next term. And here's a summary of the required information for this form. So you need to know a term in order to add the common difference on to get the next one. And I've put them side by side here just so that you can compare them, and you can see that we need a little bit more information for this one than we do for this one. The really important thing though to realise is that how we can use these things. So using an nth term, if I tell you where a number is, you can work out what it is. This recurrence relationship is a different thing again. If you want to find a term in the sequence using recurrence one, you need to know the previous one. And so if I posed you the question, what is the millionth number in this sequence? This would be really easy. You just put n is a million into this formula and it would tell you. In this form, that would be a real challenge because you would have to work out every single one of the terms that comes before it. Okay, so you literally would need to work out and write down the million first numbers in that sequence, and that's why perhaps we have some preferences. Now there must be a usefulness and a reason for this, so don't dismiss it completely, and it can come up in the exam, but it's really important that you recognise the difference between these things. Have a good look at the table and try and make sure that you can remember the differences between these forms of the same thing. Remember, an arithmetic sequence is a list of numbers where they go up or down by the same amount each time. Thanks again for paying attention to this video clip. I really do hope it's been helpful. Best of luck.